You are listening to the Paranormal Chronicles radio show. Here is your host, paranormal researcher and author of the best-selling A Most Haunted House, Gavin Lee Davis.
Welcome, creatures, to another edition of TPCN. I am G L Davies, founder of the ParanormalChronicles.com and author of the best-selling Haverfordwest-based A Most Haunted House, but you can call me Gav. Thank you so much for joining us as we take a look at some of the biggest break-in paranormal stories of the month, including a bizarre haunting in Pembrokeshire, BIGFOOT, UFOs and crop circles. If you've not subscribed, then do so now, as we will be giving some great stuff away to one lucky subscriber when we reach 2,000 subs. If you enjoy our work, then please donate on Patreon, the link is below, for a chance to receive some really cool stuff, and visit our archives for hours upon hours of paranormal content that you really don't want to miss. Without further ado, on with the news. Let's start in my local home county of Pembrokeshire, West Wales, with quite a bizarre haunting. Not only do we have audio from one of the victims at this haunting, but I conducted a street poll in Haverfordwest to get the local views and opinions on just what they thought was happening here. So the results will be at the end. Before we explore this truly bizarre case, Pembrokeshire's own newspaper, the Western Telegraph, released this story, and they have always been very supportive of paranormal news and reports, including our own. And we would like to encourage our worldwide audience to visit their website often for local paranormal news and reports about ghosts, UFOs and cryptids. So visit www.westerntelegraph.co.uk for more info. So big thanks to them. Right, people, prepared to be baffled. This is one of the strangest ghost stories ever. Well, this is the headline: Neyland couple plagued by evil haunting want to leave their home of 17 years. So, an elderly Neyland couple who feared they have an evil supernatural force in their home are desperate to move or even have their house demolished. Sandra, 79, and Dennis Holman, 79, have lived at the 260-year-old house for the past 17 years, having moved from Croydon. Dennis said, "We've been here 17 years with no problems. This all started 5 weeks ago. How it first happened was, I've got all these sheds here and I came out and about 5 weeks ago to trim the long grass. I went into the middle shed and it was in chaos with empty packets of cat food but no sign of a cat. Dennis only found part of the strimmer's box with no strimmer, but eventually found it at the very bottom of a pile of tools, sinisterly, that's easy for you to say, wrapped up in tape, but only after he had bought a new one in the meantime. The malicious moving of objects and tools continued." Before we carry on with the article, I'm just going to play this little clip. Let's hear from Dennis himself, so you can get a feel of what these people are experiencing.
Right, but one of the things that happens here is all this stuff had to come out of the units, the garage units, because they've all been earmarked and left by the door. So I thought, well, you're not having them. There's brand new covers there for cars. The spare went off my trailer. Ramps, jack ramps. Also, trolley. These bits all out of garages. I bring them in here. I get nagged for it, for having them in here. But they're mobile as such. Cat don't like it a lot. But and these streamers here, they're all taking a ride at different times. And next thing I know, it's taking things off of this. It's undoing. I'm tying them on, as you can see. I wire them on, tie them on. But it can still undo them. And they disappear out the door, which is double locked overnight, outside and inside. And the front door is locked and the porch door is locked. The windows are locked. And yet they go. This situation is not a very nice situation. You've got no control over it. You get irritable with one another. My wife, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, accused me of doing it. You're doing that, you're having a laugh, you're leaving that there, and you're putting, I don't want that in this utility room, move it. So I said, I would move it. I said, but I didn't put it there. I'm not bringing all this stuff in and stacking it up. So, you know, words come to that. And then she come to realise in the finish that other things were appearing that She used to have a little van in the garage, and there used to be bits and pieces in that van. And next thing you know, the van hadn't been used for a couple of years, and bits were appearing in here on the side. And I said, you know, there's no way that I'm doing all this. So she came to realise it. But when you've got a situation you can't control, you can't say, get out, go, boo, like that. If anything, it makes it worse. That is the God's honest truth, honest. And I don't believe. But when I'm standing here, which I have been, honestly, I've been standing here and I've been talking to my missus over there, and all of a sudden I've seen something go. But in fact, lighter than that.
Right, and we're back. So, Dennis said, every time I put anything in the utility room, it's wrapped up in tape. We've had a couple of people ring up. They're spiritualists. I don't believe in ghosts, but I certainly believe in the supernatural now. I've seen things pop up and appear in front of me. It could be something like a 2-gallon pot of paint. He used to put masking tape on everything. Reams and reams. This thing must have an unlimited source. Everything is wrapped up in tape. The Holmans, neither of them in the best of health, have been so frightened they've spent the last few nights staying in nearby hotels, but are rapidly running out of money. Dennis added, it takes things out of your pockets. It's taken my glasses and had 2 sets of hearing aids. I feel gutted. Honestly, how would you feel? Sandra added, it's even had my blue badge. That's gone. It's frightening. I actually feel quite sick about the whole thing. Dennis is convinced that the present, with its preference for paint and tools, is a relatively modern phenomena. It's doing things, even electrical things. It wires things and unwires things. It steals books. You don't get many old-fashioned ghosts doing that. Dennis has tried to confront the presence. It's evil. I've stood there and threatened it to come out. I've said, we're not frightened. Come out now. The Holmans were so concerned they contacted Pembrokeshire police to no avail. Things have taken an even more sinister turn recently with the discovery of wood saws in a kitchen cabinet. You can't leave things like that lying about. What's it going to do with the saws? The house is in chaos now. It really wants a bulldozer. We're talking about selling it off for auction or getting a bulldozer in. We don't feel safe here. Our living room is absolutely loaded with odds and sods and filth. The utility room and the front room are the worst. Dennis says we're not doing it for any money at all. We are just doing it for help. I would like to achieve somebody believing us for a start and giving us some help. It isn't that easy just to get up and go. We've just had enough. We've got to get out. We'd even move into a shed. It's that bad. You get to fear for your life. It's almost had the run of the house. I wouldn't mind if it was a good guess, but it's really, really evil. So that's the end of the article. Thank you, Western Telegraph, for that. So people out there, you listening, you reading this article, what do you think? What do you think's happening? Now, I conducted a poll in Haverfordwest last week. 85% believe that these people have either misidentified ordinary events, or perhaps because they're old, maybe they can't remember they're doing it. Maybe they're actually the haunting, they're doing stuff and not remembering afterwards. 10% think it's a hoax, but they're just making it up for whatever reason. And 5%, that's one person, that's just one person out of a poll of 20 in Haverfordwest, believe it to be real. I plan to reach out and interview these people and ask for time in the home to see exactly what is happening, and until then, who knows? The sad thing is they do appear to be genuinely frightened, and if it is a case of a wellness issue, that is a health, a memory or something to do with the brain, it must appear to be terribly, terribly frightening for them. We need to give them some serious consideration. My advice would be is for whether it's the council or ghost hunters or the police, wherever, to just set up some video cameras and just see if we can find what the culprit is. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that you might actually see one of them doing it, possibly not even realizing it's happening. That's not to say that such things don't happen. It's not to say that there isn't a paranormal world out there, because I've had my fair share of strange incidents at ordinary homes. But that's my gut feeling on this. So leave your comments below. I think one massive benefit of this ghost is if he's quite handy with some sellotape, then I might leave my Christmas gifts and wrap in paper there this Christmas and just pick them up on Christmas Eve all nicely wrapped. That's that story. Leave your comments below. Here on TPCN, the Paranormal Chronicles Network, we love our Bigfoot stories, as we know you do. So a huge thank you to Uber TPCN follower Neon Synthesis, who on Twitter is at Xbox1_Neon, who tweeted us a link to a very interesting Bigfoot story about not shooting Bigfoot. Now maybe it's because I'm Welsh, but the thought never crossed my mind to gun down Bigfoot at all. Although in the Ghost Sex 13 Shades book review, where we covered a few episodes back, we did cover the story of a woman's sexual encounters with a Bigfoot. So maybe a heartbroken and jealous boyfriend may want to pump Bigfoot full of lead after Bigfoot has pumped his old lady. Now, before we look at this report, know that we have hours of Bigfoot content in our archives with guests, witnesses, pictures and videos, all to do with Bigfoot. So check that out after this episode. So the headline for this is Don't Shoot Bigfoot. That's it, don't shoot Bigfoot. I thought that'd be common sense. So don't shoot Bigfoot. Police in South Carolina issue warning not to tackle Sasquatch after a spate of sightings of the mythic beast. And this was covered in the Daily Mail on the 9th of August. So the story is, police in South Carolina are warning cryptozoology enthusiasts who think they've spotted Bigfoot not to take pot shots at the creature. The Greenville Police Department in Greenville, South Carolina, posted a warning on its Facebook page on Tuesday morning. It came the day after a report surfaced about an alleged Bigfoot close encounter in neighbouring North Carolina. Ric Flair, hope you get better soon, pal. Woo! The police post was equal parts poking fun and straight up don't shoot safety advice for its community. In the post, police exhorted, if you see Bigfoot, please do not shoot at him, her, as you will most likely be wounding a fun-loving and well-intentioned person sweating in a gorilla costume. This is real. The post also stated, tongue firmly in cheek, that after having reviewed shaky video of an apparent Bigfoot sighting from 2011, we can say with some confidence that proof of Bigfoot still eludes us. The Greenville Police Bigfoot warning went up the day after the Charlotte Observer revealed that a member of a Bigfoot watching group claimed to have had an encounter with a large biped, an animal covered in hair, on Friday night at around 11 p.m. in a wooded area in North Carolina. John Bruner of Bigfoot 911 reported that at the time of the apparent sighting, he and 6 others were in the woods, spreading out glow sticks in hopes of attracting Bigfoot's attention. He must love a good rave. According to the Charlotte Observer, Bruner wrote in a Facebook post that, I turned on my headlamp and saw a large biped animal covered in hair. He described the creature as having had a smooth, solid black face and shaggy hair. Bruner noted that he chased the creature and had a stare down with it before it disappeared deeper into the woods. Bigfoot sighting reports in the Carolinas are common, with multiple reports circulating around Bigfoot enthusiast Facebook groups and drawn enough attention from professional Bigfoot hunters to warrant filming episodes of TV series in the area. Laws regarding the shooting of Bigfoot and other similar cryptids vary by state. Killing Bigfoot is expressly outlawed in Skamania County, Washington, but it's technically legal to hunt and kill one in Texas because the cryptid is not on the state's recognized official species list. So this is what I'm going to ask you right now. Each and every one out of you, please leave a comment at the bottom. Would you kill a Bigfoot if you had the opportunity, or are you pro-life? Would you want to kill Bigfoot? If you did kill Bigfoot, what would you want to do? Would you want to mount him? Would you want to give him to medical research? What would you do? I want to know, what would you do? If you're wise about pro-life, you'd probably just let it carry on. Do you want to gun it down in the back as it's running away? So leave your comments below. Let us know exactly what you would do. And guys, in America particularly, when you're out there, come across Bigfoot, don't shoot him, please. UFO news. I have 2 stories here for you. So the first headline is bizarre UFOs film crossing surface of moon through high-powered telescopes. So this was published express.co.uk on August 17th, and it goes as such. YouTuber Crow777, that's CRROW77, but Crow, but probably Crow was taken, so we had to go Crow, has spent years trialing a high-definition camera through a telescope on the moon and captured an array of objects passing the lunar surface. They include a boomerang object. He says it is made up of 3 interconnected discs, regular discs, and a strange unevenly shaped object. Crow777, who narrates his own videos, claims after years of filming the moon through a telescopic lens, he knows the UFOs are not satellites or insects, birds that were flying much closer to Earth and create an optical illusion as to their size. Have a listen to his actual words.
Boomerang, or at least I call it the boomerang. I filmed this some time back. It was in 2012, I believe. But what I've done here today is tried to zoom in and get a better sense of the shape of it. So we'll just watch for a second here, and then I'll put up a graphic about what I think the shape of this thing is. Here you can see a still, and those look round, but in different angles they may be angular, they may be more box-like than round. But the graphic that I made right here shows them as round, and you can clearly see that one end is open like a boomerang shape.
Right, and we're back. In a promotional blurb for the video, he said, "This is a compilation of unknown objects, UFOs, transiting the moon. These objects were shot over the past couple of years and represent a small portion of my captures. They also show some of the similarities I have documented. However, he is a major conspiracy theorist who believes the moon does not exist and is actually a hologram, and claims the International Space Station is a hoax." Love to hear your thoughts on that one, guys. Many conspiracy theorists believe the US government have developed secret craft and gone to space that the public is not told about. Many conspiracy theorists claim the moon is actually occupied by aliens, and this is why NASA has never returned. One of the most far-fetched theories whose supporters include former BBC grandstand presenter David Icke is that the moon is a hollow alien space station. Objects filmed in front of the moon can appear much closer to it than they actually are. Scott Brando of debunking website ufointerest.org said the objects featured in Crow's 777's video had been shown to be satellites, birds, insects and standard craft. He added that the boomerang and other oddly shaped UFO in the video looked like helium balloons. Crow 777 states on his website, "I pledge I will never run deceptive or misleading clips on his channel." So what do you think? Does the moon exist? Is the ISS actually a hoax? Is this just birds? Is this a government cover-up? What is happening in our space? So what do you think? This is you, the people listening, the people watching right now. What do you think? Does the moon exist? Are people like Crow 777, are they trying to deceive us, or are they being deceived? Are people trying to debunk them so that we don't know the truth? I'd really like your views. Whatever you think, just comment below. More UFO news. Crop circle formed in seconds by mystery balls of light. This was published again in the Express. And video footage showing a crop circle forming within seconds as mysterious balls of light swirl around a Wiltshire field, as many people convinced the phenomenon is not a hoax after all. The recording was taken near the ancient hill fort of Oliver's Castle near Davies, Wiltshire, and has split crop circle researchers as whether it is an elaborate stunt or genuine proof of the paranormal. Crop circles, allegedly made by land and UFOs, has been widely considered one of the world's biggest paranormal hoaxes since 1991, when Doug Bauer and David Chorley were filmed showing how they made many of the reported cornfield patterns discovered across the UK. The duo said they simply used wooden planks and rope to flatten corn in a circular fashion. The pair started a tomfoolery in the 1970s to tease locals who believed in UFOs. In the latter half of the 1990s, more circle makers who tried to outdo each other with more complicated designs emerged. But despite the hoaxes outing themselves many years ago, there are now many researchers who refuse to believe people could make such highly geometric patterns, and they say there may be something more to this than meets the eye. It means that the 1996 Oliver Castle footage still has some crop circle researchers convinced it could be genuine despite an admission it was a hoax. A man calling himself John Whaley claimed to have filmed the startling footage that morning. Suspicions it may not be real were aroused by the poor quality of the snowflake crop circle that was actually in the field, according to researchers. The videos later looked at by investigators, and field discrepancies were found on the video, suggesting at some point the video had been rendered as an animation sequence. According to Lee Winterston, a crop circle researcher involved in the case from the start, who exposed it as a hoax in an article on his website. Private investigator was hired, and John Whaley was discovered to actually be John Wabe, an employee of Bristol Animation Studio. Oh look, it's all coming to light now. Mr. Wabe is even reported to have made a video confession that it was all a hoax, filmed on location at Oliver's Castle. So do you think that crop circles originally started as a real thing and that people have just hoaxed it now, and now we just believe it's a hoax? Because I have seen some fantastic snow circles in Siberia. Some old blokes aren't going to go there, some wood, are they? Going to make some crop circles of covering whole miles out in the snow. Are they? I don't know. What do you think? So again, in the comments, what do you think about crop circles? Do you believe they're real? Do you want them to be real, or do you think it's just a big hoax from day one? Every crop circle ever made is just a lie. Now, one little theory I just want to plant in there: a lot of these crop circles, the very elaborate ones, they're actually musical notes, and if we play them, we could maybe one day communicate with aliens. So there we go. Thank you so much, creatures, for watching our presentation on the news stories of August 2017. We really hope you enjoyed them, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more strange and weird news coming up. Please subscribe for your chance to win prizes once we reach 2,000 subs. Like, comment, share, tell your friends about us. Please as well, I know it's a big ask, but if you'd like to support us on Patreon, that would be brilliant, because it's only me and Dirty Dave Dominguez in El Paso, Texas, at the Event Horizon show doing this, and we want to do more. We want to do bigger shows, better quality, better content. We want to do outside broadcasts. We want to bring you the best guests, and a couple of bucks here and there really helps us. So if you're feeling generous, you like what we do, visit the link below for Patreon and just help us out. We've got some messages coming up now, so we don't put them at the beginning. Stick around, only 30 seconds. Might be something there that you find useful or interesting. I do know that another Event Horizon show has been recorded and will be ready to drop very, very soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Remember, together we explore the unknown.
You are listening to the Paranormal Chronicles Network. Please remember to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Visit theparanormalchronicles.com for paranormal news, reports, pictures, audio, and video content. Find us on Facebook at The Paranormal Chronicles. Together, we explore the unknown.
Serendipity Jewelry is beautiful handmade jewelry by a Native American artist. Treat yourself or a loved one to earrings, bracelets, and necklaces. All items are lovingly crafted using real natural crystals and materials. Join us on Facebook at Serendipity Jewelry and message us for further information, to browse our items, or for beautiful handcrafted gifts. Serendipity Jewelry. Spiritual beauty for you.
Do you believe in ghosts? A Most Haunted House is the true best-selling paranormal account that has chilled the world. Available on Kindle, on Audible, and in paperbook. Dare you read? Dare you step inside a most haunted house?
The Paranormal Chronicles.